Hey guys, it's Lon from the ECOM Zone. I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to discuss 5 common mistakes that I've picked up and noticed after doing 100 calls with you guys. So before I jump into this video, I just want to talk to you guys about my coaching calls. And basically, they're just one-to-one calls where I help you guys with your store, your ad, or any questions that you may have. It's an hour, and I don't have any courses to sell you guys, any groups or nothing, no community. It's just literally me helping you guys. I do have one thing to tell you guys. Next week I'm fully booked up. I mean, when this video comes out, it'll probably be fully booked up. But I don't have much time left as I'll be going to Vietnam and Thailand on the 10th of October. So up until then, I'm free. But after that, I'm basically going to be very, very busy until the 20th of November. And then after that is Black Friday, super busy period for me. I don't know if I'll have time to talk to you guys then, and if I do, it'll probably be on impulse. So if you do want to have a call with me, then it's probably best to book now. I also have to mention that prices will be increasing because I just won't have that much time to talk to you guys. So now that that's out of the way, let's start on the video. So the first common mistake that I've been noticing is everyone keeps selling cheap products. Now what do I mean by this? So you can actually add cheap products onto your store, like $20 value or $30 value, but I wouldn't advertise these products. I would only advertise products if the average order value is higher than $40 or $50. You really want to be hitting like $50 or more without upselling, without bulk discounts, without anything. It's just the product is worth $50 or more, and that's good. The reason for this is because it's very difficult to make a profit. So I was on call with another subscriber last week, and his system was perfect. Perfect website, good landing pages, perfect ads. However, he wasn't breaking even and he wasn't profitable. And the reason for that was because his products were just simply too cheap. It's too expensive to run ads for cheap products. There's also more admin work involved. Let's just say your average order value is $25 and mine is $50. For you to make $1,000, you have to do 2 times as amount of work as I do. So for you, it would be around 40 customers to make $1,000, but for me, it would be 20. So you're doubling your workload when it comes to admin. That's fulfilling orders, dealing with like suppliers, speaking to your customers, dealing with higher chances of missing parcels, etc. So that's why it's always good to have a higher average order value. Next point is, it's very difficult to scale due to tight CPAs. So what is a CPA? So that's your cost per acquisition. When you're running ads, this is how much it costs to basically generate a sale. And let's just say you're selling a product for $25 and you're buying it for $10. That means your break-even CPA is 15. So if you're trying to work with $15 CPAs, it's so small, you're going to struggle to become profitable when you scale. Because when you scale, your CPA will actually tend to rise. And then you also need to consider taxes that you have to pay, app costs, and also fees from your payment providers. And some ask me, what if you just increase the price? Now this doesn't usually work because of the perceived value. If the product costs like $5 on AliExpress and the perceived value is around $20 to $30, you really can't squeeze much out of it. You can't just sell a product for $60 when it only costs $5. 1, because the perceived value, and 2, if the product arrives and your customers aren't happy with the quality for what they paid, then you're just going to get a lot of refunds. So moving on to the next point, we got not understanding your metrics. So for ad metrics, you need to focus on your cost per click when you're testing ads. That's all that matters. If you have a high CPM, but you also have a high CTR, which brings down your CPC, then it's fine. Your ads are working great. However, I would also continue testing because you're never done testing. And then when you're scaling ads, you want to focus on your cost per acquisition and your break-even ROAS. You want to analyze your video metrics if you're running video ads, like the hook rate, how many people watched after 25%, 50%, 75%, how long watched after the 3-second playtime. And you can really understand your video just by seeing the average playtime. So let's just say everyone's dropping off at the 6th second, then there's something wrong with your 3rd to 6th second. If everyone's dropping off on the 3rd second, there's something wrong with your hook. So next, you also need to analyze your website metrics. So that would be focusing on your add to cart, your checkout, and your purchase percentage rates on your Shopify Analytics dashboard. So you really want to be looking at this on a day-to-day basis and tracking what these numbers are. And you want your add to cart rate to be around 5%, your checkout rates to be around 2.5 or 2, and then your purchase around 1. But these metrics also depends on your cost per click and how much your ads actually cost. You also want to use something like Vitals, which is a Shopify app where you can watch replays of your customers' interaction on your website. So the next point is not understanding your audience. So a lot of you guys pick products, but you don't actually dive in deep and understand your audience. So if you don't understand your audience, you won't know how to write good copy. Without good copy, no one will read your ads, no one will watch your videos, no one will read your landing pages. At the end of the day, you just won't make sales. So good copy requires you to understand their problems, their desires, motivations, lifestyles, etc. You really need to understand what problems your product solves, mentally and physically. You need to ask yourself, how would your product change their lives? Or if you're selling like pet products, how would it change their life and also the pets' lives? And then you want to spend time on your product descriptions. If you don't, and you're just lazy and you rely on ChatGPT to write your descriptions, you just won't make sales. And this is a problem with AI nowadays, is that everyone's just relying on it for everything, and you simply can't do that, especially if your prompts are very simple and generic. The next point I want to make is selling saturated products. So if you can find your product on Amazon with a simple search, then I would avoid that product. For example, if you want to sell dog leashes, it's a very saturated product. It doesn't matter how good or unique your product is, it's very hard to sell. If you just search on Amazon, dog leashes, everyone is selling it. And it's not just Amazon, it's also your local pet stores. If your product has many alternatives out there for cheaper, then it may be too saturated as well. What I mean by this is if the product you found on Amazon isn't identical to your product, it's still a similar product and it's an alternative product. And if they see that that product is, 2 times cheaper than yours, then there's no reason why someone would go to your store and buy your product. You want to find products that are not oversold in other markets like Amazon. You want to find untapped products so you can be the first to scale that product, and you're basically laughing at that point because you don't have any competition. So how I find my products and what I suggest you do is simply go on AliExpress and scroll through the products in your niche. Let's just say you want to find cat beds, then literally just search cat beds, look at the products, then you want to visit the supplier store and see what other products that they're selling. And by this, you're expanding your horizon and seeing what products are out there. And you can't just rely on spy tools because all they have is winning products that are very saturated and scaled to the moon already. You'll find it very difficult trying to sell those products. And that's why I never suggest them. And the last problem that I've been seeing is that everyone is starting a clothing brand. A lot of you guys know Icon Amsterdam, and a lot of YouTubers talk about this, like start your own fashion brand. But it's really not that easy. First, it's very difficult to source clothes from AliExpress because you don't know if they're actually selling the actual product on their product listing. For example, in their product listing, they could be showing like this nice dress. However, it's just a rip-off that they're just making in their factory. And the only way you know if it's real or not is if you order it in. And with that, it just means there's more cost. It's also a very highly competitive space with many brands out there. For example, if you're selling clothes in the UK and you're just selling like men's fashion wear or women's fashion wear, there's literally River Island, Zara, Uniqlo, there's so many brands on the high street that you're competing with. And for me, you're just going to find it very difficult to sell. And I also noticed that some of you start with no theme or niche. You just upload generic men's or women's fashion wear onto your website, and that won't work. So what I usually suggest is theming down with your store. It doesn't have to be a clothing store, it could actually just be any store that you start. I always suggest theming down. So another reason is that you will need a lot of video creators for both your ads and your product pages. Especially when you're selling clothes online with a new brand, people won't trust you unless they actually see the product like moving or being worn. So to create videos, you're gonna have to find influencers or someone to actually be wearing the clothes. then you need to sample the products, then you need to learn how to script, and then actually edit videos and stuff like this. It's just a whole system in itself. You also need to do photo shoots of your products, as AliExpress images are not that great. And also you want to create this branded look and feel on your website. By just simply uploading AliExpress images onto your website for your clothing brand, it just won't work. For other products, it may work. There's also a high starting cost required for clothing brands, because you'll need to sample your clothes to actually verify if the clothes match what the AliExpress sellers are selling, checking sizing issues, checking quality issues, and all that stuff. You also face a lot of returns due to sizing issues or low quality issues. And this means you just have more headaches with admin work, with your customers, and just more stress in general. Personally for me, I hate dealing with returns because you're just going back and forth with your customers and it's a never ending conversation until they return it to you and you offer something back to them or a refund. And if you do refund your customer, then you're losing out on ad costs and that sale. So all in all, you actually make a big loss if you refund your customers. And that's it guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe to my channel for more content. Peace.